Western France experienced a powerful earthquake, resulting in damage to buildings and injuries to multiple individuals. With a magnitude of 5.8, the earthquake's effects were felt as far as Paris and Bordeaux. The epicenter of the earthquake was situated near La Rochelle in the Charente-Maritime department. Numerous historical churches and buildings in La Rochelle suffered significant damage. While several people sustained injuries, fortunately, there were no reported fatalities. As a consequence of the earthquake, roads and bridges have been closed and power outages have been reported. The French government declared a state of emergency in the affected region, and emergency crews are actively evaluating the extent of the damage and providing aid to those affected. This earthquake is the most recent occurrence in a series of seismic events that have impacted France in recent years. In 2019, a magnitude 5.4 earthquake affected the southeastern Drôme department, leading to building damage and injuries. Scientists attribute these recent earthquakes in France to the shifting of the Alpine fault line, which traverses the region. The Alpine fault line is a significant fault line that runs along the France-Switzerland border and has the potential to generate earthquakes with magnitudes reaching 7.0.
A third strong tremor hit the west coast of France on Saturday morning, registering 5.1 on the Richter scale. On Friday, a tremor of 5.8 hit in the early evening, forcing the 500 or so residents in the village of Laigne to be evacuated after cracks appeared in many of their homes. They were given shelter in municipal buildings in neighbouring villages. The tremors also affected the town of Niort, resulting in several minor injuries and some 1,100 homes losing power.
C'est toute ta famille, ça va? Ils sont pas là. Et là, ouais. Si, il est parti chercher. Je ne sais pas le remplissage à Courson. Il y a un canot pompier là-haut dans la rue. Vous allez au canot. Oui, au canot. Ah oui, je m'en allais.
This week, the UNESCO World Heritage Committee will discuss the state of conservation at the Lalibela in northern Ethiopia, known by many in the country as the Second Jerusalem. The small town is home to 11 monolithic churches carved entirely from rock, dating from around the 11th and 12th centuries. Over time, the churches have succumbed to the elements, and urgent restoration is required to protect them for future generations. Lalibela, also known as Africa's Petra, is interesting in terms of historical, religious and architectural value. Originally, the town was the capital of the Zagwe dynasty in the 12th and 13th centuries. It is now one of Ethiopia's holiest cities, second only to Aksum, with a population almost 100% Ethiopian Orthodox Christian. The new name Lalibela came from an Ethiopian king who, legend has it, was instructed by Jesus Christ to build a second Jerusalem for African pilgrims. It remains to be seen whether the UN World Heritage Committee this week will designate the site as in danger.
Tonight, Ethiopia's Prime Minister and France's President meet at the Elysee. Abiy Ahmed headed here on his first trip to Europe since taking office in April, and Paris is keen to support the reforms brought in under the Ethiopian leader. Also,
አብያተ ክርስቲያናትን ለመታደግ ከኢትዮጵያ የቀረበላትን ጥያቄ በመቀበል ስራውን ለማገዝ ፈቃደኝነቷን መግለጿን ጠቅላይ ሚኒስትር ዶክተር አብይ አህመድ ተናገሩ።
ጠቅላይ ሚኒስትር ዶክተር አብይ አህመድ ወደ ስልጣን ከመጡ ወዲህ ከአካባቢው ማህበረሰብና ከቤተ ክርስቲያኒቱ በቀረበላቸው ጥያቄ መሰረት ቅርሱን ለመታደግ የተለያዩ ስራዎች እየተከናወኑ ነው። በተለይም ደግሞ በቅርስ ጥበቃ ዘርፍ የተሻለ ልምድና እውቀት ካላቸው ሀገራት